Developing story just into the newsroom. 2 people have been shot in Springfield overnight. Police not giving many details at this point, but according to Smoky Bar News, one of the shootings occurred on Perry Drive before 1 o'clock. A 71-year-old man apparently watching TV when a bullet comes blazing through the wall of his home and actually grazed his head. He was not seriously hurt, but about the same time, another man arrived at Northcrest Medical Center with several gunshot wounds. He was then transferred quickly to Vanderbilt. He's in stable condition. It's not clear where that second shooting happened. Investigators are not saying if these shootings are connected, but they're working to see if indeed that might be the case. We have a call into the Springfield Police Department and Robertson County, and as soon as we get more information, we'll pass it on to you. Right now, 2 killers are on the run after a deadly overnight shooting here in Nashville. Police say a man was just sitting in his car in a parking lot at a market off Murfreesboro Road when 2 guys started shooting at him. The victim sped off trying to get away, but he was hit several times. He eventually stopped at the corner of Lewis and Winfrey, got out of the car, and then collapsed. An ambulance took him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. So far, his name's not been given out. No suspects have been identified. New this morning, burglars bust down the front door with their truck and make off with hundreds of dollars worth of clothing. Take a look at these surveillance pictures on this one. Officers say 3 men rammed the ERA clothing store at Hickory Hollow Parkway around 1 o'clock this morning and then filled up the truck with clothes and took off. Police say they're now looking for an older model GMC extra cab pickup, 2-tone in color, maroon and silver, with silver 22-inch rims. If you saw anything suspicious or if you've seen that truck, give police a call this morning. New details coming in about a deadly pileup on I-24. Troopers tell us now 5 cars were involved in 3 separate crashes in Rutherford County. A car broke down near Sam Ridley Parkway around midnight. That's when some kind of crash happened. While officers were on their way, though, someone got out of their car and was hit. That person later died at the hospital. THP is investigating. As soon as they can get more information, we'll pass that along. Well, the decision may be final, but the conversation's certainly not over. Dozens of community and church leaders met last night, talking about how to improve race relations following the riots in Ferguson, Missouri.
Let's not make the mistake of thinking that this incident can't happen here.
Pastors met with Mayor Carl Dean of Nashville and Police Chief Steve Anderson yesterday, wanting to make sure the ongoing dialogue between the groups keeps on and allows for any issues to be addressed before it becomes a crisis.
Forums like this are very beneficial in making sure that that we know each other beforehand and that we're talking to people that we already know as a crisis develops, and that we have credibility with each other.
Now, that meeting followed Tuesday night's demonstration that moved through downtown and even shut down part of the Interstate 24 for a while. What they did was illegal and they could have been arrested. But Mayor Dean and Chief Anderson say no, they're proud of the way the officers handled the situation.
We could have moved in and made arrests, but obviously if you do that, you have to do that one by one in a very careful manner, especially in today's time. And so we would have been there 2-3 hours doing that.
I-24 was actually shut down for about 30 minutes. There were no arrests, no injuries, or reports of vandalism during the 3-hour-long demonstration. The protest did continue in Ferguson last night, but police say the crowds are getting smaller, the protests becoming more peaceful. Susan McGinnis is in Ferguson with the very latest.
As members of the National Guard secured the Ferguson Police Department with weapons at their sides, crowds of protesters braved the snow, armed with signs and flags in honor of Michael Brown. Others marched down the streets, creating traffic disruptions. But the scene was a far cry from the destruction and chaos of the first 2 nights after a grand jury decided not to indict Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson for Brown's death.
It should definitely be peaceful, but at the same time, that rioting and that looting is also a necessary evil. It's brought awareness and brought attention.
Here in Ferguson, demonstrations were mostly peaceful overnight with only small protests. Police and the National Guard prevented major flare-ups, but demonstrations continue to spill over into other cities. In Oakland, California, protesters ran through the streets and smashed windows last night. People laid in the streets in Los Angeles, and officers arrested protesters who refused to disperse.
One of us has been harmed, and therefore all of us has been harmed.
Back in Ferguson, some are giving thanks the situation in their community is more peaceful. Frank Roberts came here from New York, giving up his Thanksgiving to support Ferguson and the Brown family.
Me sacrificing today, it's really a tribute to them. And that's what I see all the young protesters who are down here today.
Many protesters say they'll be here as long as it takes to get justice. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Ferguson, Missouri.
We're told the Department of Justice is still looking into that incident in Ferguson, but their investigation will not likely wrap up for several months. Well, something that is happening big time today, they're preparing a Thanksgiving feast down at the Nashville Rescue Mission. Let's talk to News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley. He's down there and has been all morning long. I was hearing you during the commercial a little bit ago, and you said it is crazy busy there where you are. Sure looks like it, Cuthbert.
Yeah, Steve, there are so many people out here. I thought it was loud. I thought it was crowded earlier today, but it has taken an even more extreme turn. There are a lot of volunteers out here really giving back on this Thanksgiving, truly special day. Let me step out and show you what's going on right now. It looks like they are beginning to serve some of the Thanksgiving breakfast here. You see the volunteers lined up, trays ready to go. They're going to be serving between today and yesterday 6,000 meals compared to the 2,000 they normally serve. So that just shows you how many folks are coming in here for the Thanksgiving holiday. One man actually just joked saying that they are going at about 50 trays per minute. And it seems to be that way right now with the line of folks. If we can paint a little bit, show the crowds of folks going into the dining room there. You can just kind of see people flowing in and out here. A lot of great things happening. Of course, this is the breakfast and then the Thanksgiving meal itself, the biggest part of the day. That starts to be served at lunch and then at dinner as well. So again, 6,000 total meals, truly the power of the community, and just shows what truly a special day it is here for so many for Thanksgiving. We talked with employees throughout the day today, and they say they work here all the time, but really one of the more special days is Thanksgiving. So, and we actually have a link on our website, newschannel5.com. You can head there and see how you can continue to help the Nashville Rescue Mission. They say they are fully booked today for volunteers, but they always need people day in and day out, no matter what time of the year it is. So again, head to our website and you can sign up there to help here at the Nashville Rescue Mission. We're going to be live for the next little bit, so tune back in around 6:30. But for right now, we're live here at the Nashville Rescue Mission this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thanks so much. It looks like a very busy place, probably like your kitchen at home right now. Let's check